Echoing the wisdom of the esteemed Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we delve into the significance of surrounding yourself with those who uplift and inspire. Ever heard the adage that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Today, we dissect this idea through a Stoic lens and identify the individuals who may hinder your Stoic journey. Stay tuned as we discuss strategies to navigate these challenges within relationships. Before we dive deep into this discussion, show your support for Stoic philosophy by liking this video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming content. Discover the keys to a Stoic mindset and learn to thrive amidst life's challenges. And now, let us begin. Number 1. The complainer. One type of person to be wary of is the perpetual fault finder that we encounter in our lives. A friend, family member, or colleague who habitually criticizes everything, be it the weather, their job, or the meals at a popular restaurant. Initially, you might think it's easy to just brush off their negativity, but being constantly exposed to such criticism can be emotionally draining, akin to a dripping tap that slowly saps your emotional reserves. Stoicism advises us to focus on practical solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Imagine collaborating on a project with someone who is always complaining. Each meeting turns into a draining session of grievances without any constructive discussions. This pessimism not only affects the team's spirits, but also obstructs problem-solving, potentially leading to disillusionment with the project and life in general. So, how can Stoicism assist us in handling a chronic complainer? There are a few strategies you could consider. Firstly, try to minimize your interactions with this person whenever possible. If that's not feasible, maybe because they are a family member or a colleague, your next option is to mentally distance yourself during their complaints. Consider their criticisms as a passing storm, loud and disruptive, yet ultimately temporary and powerless against your inner calm, as unshakable as a mountain. Another approach involves steering the conversation towards solutions or shifting the topic to something more constructive. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This enduring Stoic insight serves as a reminder to safeguard our inner peace amidst external disruptions. Number 2, the drama magnet. Just like a sudden thunderstorm in the midst of a clear sky, this individual seems to attract chaos and trouble, drawing others into their whirlwind of turmoil. Initially captivating, their intensity might be misconstrued as zeal or fervor, yet being around them feels like braving a tempestuous ocean, exhausting and risky. Managing relationships with such people can be a real test. Their problems tend to seep into our own lives, and their unrest spreads like a contagious wave, entwining us in conflicts we never sought. Imagine a companion who frequently finds themselves embroiled in conflicts within your social circle, constantly clashing with different acquaintances. Opting for reflective listening instead of providing solutions or taking sides can offer support without getting entangled in the chaos. Another effective, albeit unconventional approach is setting boundaries by intentionally being less accessible. Stoic principles stress the value of guarding our time, sometimes requiring periods of unavailability to handle ongoing issues efficiently. The ethos of Stoicism promotes finding peace in the current moment, unburdened by excessive concerns about the future. Embracing this perspective becomes crucial when dealing with individuals who seem to attract drama. Rather than dwelling on potential crises, focus on the now where you have control, relishing life and refusing to let external disturbances disrupt your peace. Navigate your course with calmness, steering clear of whirlpools that threaten your journey towards personal growth and tranquility. Number 3. The naysayer. Imagine you're an architect, meticulously drafting plans for a groundbreaking new building, each line and detail contributing to the grand vision you have in mind. Then, a naysayer walks into your office, glances at your designs, and immediately begins picking them apart. Are you sure about that structure? It seems impractical. Most ambitious projects like this never see the light of day. Their words, like eraser marks on your blueprint, start to dim the brilliance of your creation. This isn't the constructive critique that could help refine your plans. Instead, it's a cloud of constant doubt and negativity. Now, picture yourself thrilled about venturing into a new business venture. You've done your research, sought advice from experts, and begun laying the groundwork. When you excitedly share your plans with a naysayer, they swiftly point out all the reasons why it's destined to fail. The market is oversaturated. Your experience may not be enough. What if you encounter setbacks? Gradually, their uncertainties start seeping into your own confidence, shaking the certainty you once had in your abilities. So how can you tackle a naysayer, especially if they are someone close to you? One unconventional yet effective strategy is to approach them for guidance rather than simply divulging your intentions. When placed in an advisory role, they are less likely to criticize and more inclined to offer constructive advice. Another tactic involves positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing their negative energy, challenge them to brainstorm solutions. For instance, if they assert that your career switch is too risky, prompt them to share insights on successful transitions. This shift not only redirects the conversation, but also fosters a more constructive exchange of ideas. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once wisely said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening doesn't entail absorbing every drop of negativity. It involves distinguishing between valuable feedback and mere noise. When naysayers begin casting shadows of doubt on your plans, take a moment to pause, listen, reflect, and continue building your future with the confidence and determination that resonate with you. Don't let anyone tarnish your vibrant vision with their bleak perspectives. Number 4, the victim. Consider a colleague who attributes their lack of career advancement solely to office politics. Despite being capable, they persist in blaming the system for their stagnation. While acknowledging that genuine obstacles exist, the victim exploits their situation as a shield against personal responsibility, refusing to acknowledge their role in shaping outcomes. You might inadvertently find yourself entangled in their web of excuses, perhaps assuming the role of a perpetual problem solver. Picture spending hours listening to a friend justify their missed opportunities by placing blame on external forces. This not only drains your energy, but also risks influencing your own outlook towards challenges. So, how should you handle interactions with a victim? The instinctual response might be to provide constant reassurance and solutions. However, following Stoic principles, it is advisable to establish boundaries that preserve your mental well-being. Practice empathetic detachment, show understanding while maintaining a healthy separation. Resist the urge to constantly rescue them from situations they should confront independently. If you feel yourself being pulled into their cycle of excuses, remember these words. The best way to counter injustice is to act in contrast to the unjust. Avoid adopting their mindset and instead take charge of your own puzzle. Make deliberate moves, adapt when necessary, and play not for sympathy or retaliation, but for personal development and resilience. Number 5. The toxic positivist. Imagine your life as a vibrant tapestry, woven with various threads representing different aspects of your being. Within this intricate tapestry, there are bright, colorful threads symbolizing joy and success, but there are also darker, more subdued threads signifying pain and challenges. Now consider a toxic optimist who only acknowledges the bright, colorful threads, completely disregarding the darker shades. Suppose you're going through a turbulent time, a period of uncertainty, confusion, and emotional upheaval. The toxic optimist might offer simplistic advice like, "Everything happens for a reason," or "Just stay positive." While their intentions may seem well-meaning, their approach often overlooks the depth and complexity of human emotions and the realities of life's tribulations. How can you navigate your intricate tapestry of life without allowing the toxic optimist to overshadow its nuanced hues with their relentless focus on positivity? One effective strategy is to engage them in a dialogue that embraces the full spectrum of emotions, from the brightest joys to the deepest sorrows. When they emphasize looking at the bright side, you could respond by acknowledging the validity of your darker emotions without dismissing them. Another approach involves practicing emotional depth, the ability to delve into and appreciate the richness of your emotional experiences, both positive and negative. When faced with pressure to maintain a facade of constant happiness, take a moment to honor your true feelings. Recognizing and accepting your emotions, whether light or dark, can be a powerful act of self-care and authenticity. Drawing inspiration from the concept of a symphony, where a harmonious blend of different notes creates a beautiful composition, true emotional well-being stems from embracing the entirety of your emotional repertoire. Much like a symphony that weaves together highs and lows, joys and sorrows, life's richness lies in embracing the full spectrum of human emotions with grace and authenticity. So, when the toxic optimist attempts to drown out the subtler notes of your emotional symphony with an overpowering melody of relentless positivity, remember that true emotional harmony arises from embracing all the notes, both bright and dark, that compose the unique melody of your life. Number 6. The manipulator. Envision your life as an intricate labyrinth, with you as the navigator, charting a course through its twists and turns, the unexpected encounters, steadfast allies, guiding beacons, and the ultimate discovery. Now, step into the role of the disruptor, a shadowy maze architect subtly altering your path without your awareness. One day, you realize that the passages no longer lead where you intended. Masters of emotional manipulation, these maze architects may employ charisma, appeals to sentiment or deception to steer you towards their own objectives. Picture a trusted companion who consistently convinces you to shoulder burdens by saying, "You're so capable. It wouldn't be a challenge for you, but it would mean the world to me." Over time, you come to realize that your generosity has been taken advantage of, which makes it challenging to address the situation since they've disguised it as a friendly gesture among peers. Navigating a manipulator demands finesse. One strategy involves acknowledging any truths in their entreaties without succumbing to emotional pressure. For instance, if they suggest that you foot the bill due to your competence, you could acknowledge your abilities but propose splitting costs as usual. Alternatively, set clear boundaries and uphold them. If they request financial assistance or impose unwelcome duties, learn to politely decline, maintaining a firm stance while articulating your limits. In the domain of relationships, drawing inspiration from Stoic teachings, remember that while external circumstances may be beyond your control, you always retain agency over your reactions. The manipulator thrives on your predictable responses, leveraging your compassion, guilt, or desire for approval. By choosing different reactions, you reclaim control over your labyrinth. Number 7. The time thief. Envision your daily routine as a well-orchestrated dance, where each task and commitment represents a graceful movement, contributing to the overall choreography. However, amidst this elegant performance enters the time thief, disrupting your rhythm with clumsy steps and discordant notes. The time thief may not be intentionally disruptive. It could be a neighbor who frequently drops by unannounced, disrupting your flow, or a relative who constantly calls for trivial matters, diverting your attention and draining your time and energy. Although these interruptions may seem inconsequential individually, their collective impact can be significant. How can you protect your dance from being hijacked by the time thief? One effective strategy is to implement time blocking, where you allocate specific time slots for focused work without interruptions. By setting clear boundaries during these periods, you can safeguard your most productive moments from being stolen away. When faced with a social time thief, remember that it's essential to assert your boundaries for your well-being. Politely declining social invitations with a straightforward "Thank you for the invitation, but I have prior commitments," communicates your priorities without the need for elaborate explanations. Declining an invitation is not a rejection of the person, but a reaffirmation of your own needs and goals. As the Stoics remind us, time is a precious resource that should be used wisely. If today's conversation has triggered a realization, an epiphany, or simply prompted a moment of self-examination, I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Let's cultivate a dialogue that enriches us all. Until we meet again, may your choices resonate with your principles. May your actions reflect your sagacity, and may your life unfold as the masterpiece you are destined to craft. Before you depart, please consider showing your support by liking this content, dropping a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement fuels this shared journey of growth and understanding. See you next time on the Stoic Road.